Hey guys, this is HyperRat. I'm gonna be doing a settings video today, teaching you guys my my personal settings, the stuff that I use, and yeah, stuff like that. So first off, we're gonna have our game here. But just a little quick tip for FPS wise. Make sure you always clear your cache every time you start your game. Clear your cache. Open up your log folder. A lot of people don't know, but these logs here you see in your EFT folder. These logs are pretty much just logs showing off errors, and you keep them saved. I'm not sure why, but you can see like errors, disabling highlights, Nvidia highlights, info backend errors, stuff like that. Like it's just stuff that's just not needed, and it pretty much like stores on your PC forever until you delete it. So I recommend just like deleting all these files. These files are typically useless. They're not used for anything. Your like Tarkov's not going to use them, nothing like that. So you don't have to worry about it. Another thing too, the settings that I use, if you go into your documents folder, into your escape from Tarkov, you'll see a local folder right here. I want you to open this. You can use Notepad++ or just Notepad. Here I'm just using Notepad. You see here, my resolution is 1920 by 1079. The reason that I have 1920 by 1079 is because, so my refresh rate locks here. If you try to set this to 144 without having 1920 by 1079, and you, let's say you have it at 1920 by 1080, and you try to set it to 144, it won't save. So once you launch your game, it will launch in standard 60. So it'll save, but once you launch your game and reopen the file, it will be 60 instead of 144. So I'll show you guys next on how to do that. I also have like my HDR0. You guys can copy these all if you want. I'll make these larger so you guys can see them. But this is mine. So game frame rate 120, lobby frame rate 60, stuff like that. Refresh rate 144. So here you have your adjust. If you have Nvidia control panel, I'm sorry, but if you have Radeon or anything like that, I can't help you. I never had a Radeon card, so I cannot help. But what you do is you want to go to your change resolution, go to your main monitor. You want to customize, enable custom resolutions, right? And you want to create a custom resolution. What you want to do here is you want to set 1920 by 1079. So to set this to 1079, so 79, 144, make sure refresh rate set, color depth, everything like that, test. And you can see I already have one, so I can't create another one, but you can see right here I have a custom one right here. So you click OK. But make sure you have your 1920 by 1080p already selected. So you don't need to be playing in this res. You don't have to. Just make sure you're on 1920 by 1080p, click apply, and then go back into your local folder in your documents. Sorry, that was my league. But open this and set this at 1920 by 1079 at 144. And you're basically set. Next, I'll show you guys my manage 3D settings. These are my global settings. If you guys want to clip this, you can. I have my sharpen on, stuff like this. But I recommend just slowing the video down or just pausing it if you guys want to copy these settings. But I use it for my global settings instead of just my program settings, so it applies to all games. But there you go. All right, next for your configure surround physics, make sure your processor right here for your physics settings is running on your graphics card. So instead of it being auto selected, just do your like whatever your graphics card is, 3080, 2080, 3090, stuff like that. Make sure in your adjust image settings with preview, you're using the advanced 3D image settings. Just make sure you have the middle one selected. This will help a lot with frames as well. Also, if a lot of you guys, I know a lot of you guys question on how my game looks so colorful. If you want your game to look more colorful, I recommend upping your digital vibrance. But yeah, you guys can't see this, but I recommend just upping your digital vibrance. It only applies to your monitor, so like my OBS unfortunately won't pick it up, but you have to use, you'll just have to up this up and down just for you to see. Next, we're going to go to adjust desktop size and position. So here you should make sure you have no scaling. And you have your GPU scaling on GPU. Refresh rate, everything set. And make sure this is on Just whatever monitor you're playing on, pretty much. If you have a G-Sync monitor as well, like my second monitor is G-Synced, my main's not. So here I have this one enabled. Let's have it enabled. If you guys have an AMD processor, I recommend using Process Lasso. So here I have this is basically where you can tell like your game, like how many cores to run at, for example. I'm not too like fond, or like I don't know like most of the terms, but here if I launch my game, I'll show you guys, for example. But you should see the game pop up. So if you go put this in alphabetical order, it's a lot easier to see. But you see here, escape from Tarkov.exe. I put my CPU Affinity to disable SMT. I recommend doing this as well. So it's only running on the main cores. And then your IO priority, I don't think I changed that. Yeah, I didn't change that. Application profile, make sure you're running at highest performance. So this will overwrite your Windows power plan. So if you open up your power plan, you can see mine's on BISM highest performance. This will also set your power plan as well. Just make sure when you set all these settings that you save the profile. So you create your Lasso profile. I don't have ones here, but you don't have to. But I would probably, just in case. Next, we're gonna go over my settings. So you can see here, these are my game settings. I don't have any of this toggled because I'm AMD. If you are Intel, I'm pretty sure you can use only the physical cores. I'm pretty sure this only works with Intel. I don't think it works with AMD. So if you have AMD, I recommend using Process Lasso. If not, and you do have Intel, I recommend turning this on. Don't use the auto RAM cleaner. I'll show you guys the RAM cleaner that I use in a minute. These are my graphics settings. Custom VSync on because we have VSync off in our Nvidia control panel, which unlocks the frame rates. So next, I play full screen for maximum performance. My texture quality is high, shadows low. Just copy all this if you want. Next is post FX. These are my post FX. You can also find this on stream if you do !post FX. Next is my sound. Typically have it around 90. Interface volume like halfway, a little bit lower, stuff like that. And these are my controls. If any of you are curious, I'll just slowly scroll down through this if you want to copy it or if you want to try it out yourself. The only thing I have really changed here is my weapon scoping. So I have it all bound to my mouse here. So you see I have like the two buttons right here. Those typically change the scopes, the scope and the scope magnification. That's all it really changes. After that, you're pretty much set. You can restart your game. I run MSI Afterburner as well, just to max out my core voltage. So the RAM cleaner that I'm using is Intelligent Standby List Cleaner. So how this works is that it purges your standby list and working sets every what time you have set. So my polling rate's 500 here. I recommend copying these settings. The only thing you have to change, so copy all these settings except for this bottom one here. You see where it says free memory is lower than? What I want you to do is I want you to set this to half of what your RAM is. So if you go to your system information, right? So you type system information, you can go here. Or you can have, if you, let's say, have CPU-Z, for example, you just open this. And however much RAM you have, make that half of what your RAM is. So I have in total 32 gigabytes of RAM. So I set mine to 1600. And this will just purge your RAM and make sure it's clean and best working. What is it? Another program I recommend is CC Cleaner as well. So you can clean your registry, stuff like that, health checks, stuff like that, custom cleans for your browsers, stuff like that. Because a lot of trackers do get added onto your browser if you don't clean it. It's also like variant on how many websites you visit, stuff like that. So I recommend just getting CC Cleaner just to keep your apps running as fast as they can and keeping your registry cleaned. Yeah, just make sure also when you're running Tarkov, you don't have much stuff running in the background. So in my opinion, I would just have like a YouTube video on. So like I would just have like, let's say my video, I would just have this running in the background playing music, right? So just give this in the background, skip halfway through, So like I would just have that running. I wouldn't have anything else running, just that, and then I would just have the game running. I would also have like this stuff closed as well. Other than that, everything's running perfect, and I get the most frames. If you guys want to see any other settings or stuff like that, please let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it helped you. But yeah, these are my settings, and I hope it helps. Peace, boys.